Kamusta ang campaign for the presidency of Leni? Ang Negrenses for Leni, kamusta Subong?
Well, ang grupo, ang Negrenses or Negros for Leni,
Negros for Leni.
has been on the campaign for Leni mode regardless of whether she announces her presidency or not. No? They're moving on the assumption that she will in fact run for president. Because everybody feels you cannot afford to wait before you move. No? So there are efforts to get more what do you call this, involvement, to recruit more members, and to spread the word. Ang problema is the messaging. There are so many images being projected of Leni. No? Nanay ng bayan, may ara pagani tingog sang banwa, and so many other images. And I think the pro-Leni forces need to agree on a unified message and image. No? Not that I'm saying create something that is not her, but she needs to be able to project something that reflects what she really is. And what is Leni? She is a worker. Okay? If Pinoy had integrity, Leni has that, and I would say more than just that. Her tendency to go down to the laylayan, to the grassroots. It's not a tawag mo na, fabricated image. It is her. She likes working with the masses. She likes going down to the laylayan. Obviously, when she becomes president, when she becomes president, she will not have the same opportunity to do that. Lain na mo. No? But while she is vice president, she's showing what she is, what she likes to do. So that's something I think that needs to be projected, make people understand that amo nang ang korason niya ara malapit sa the less privileged. But you also know that she's a lawyer. She understands her economics. She studies the issues religiously. She has the work ethics. And something that's very important, she's able to inspire people to work to the extent that they're even willing to sacrifice their personal time. That's something I guess that Pinoy never had, the ability to inspire people. No? I mean, it's a reality. Well, the lack of charisma. But Leni has the ability to inspire people to work for the, for the good of the public. So I think that's going to come in very handy. Also, si Leni, I think, is more stubborn than most people realize. She knows what she wants. She knows what she doesn't like. She cannot be easily swayed by public opinion. She listens, but in a sense, she's stubborn. She sticks to her principles.
Which is what a president should be.
Yeah.
If and when she becomes president.
Correct. No. Uh, so, like for example, the polarization, no, of Philippine society. You're Dilawan, you're DDS. Pulahan ka di, yellow ka di, you know, damo linya hanay. Okay? From time to time, I think Leni hints that more effort should be made towards unification than division or debate. Let's face it. We have a very polarized society. Okay? Tungod sa politika. We have forgotten how to be a nation. Okay? In the face of crisis like the pandemic and the economic recession, we're not working as a people because we're too busy debating among ourselves. You know, drawing the lines. Opposition ka or administrasyon ka, Duterte ka or Dilawan.
And we live on Facebook.
And unfortunately, a lot of this is done on social media. Okay. I think that's one of the curses of social media.
Collection of tribes, eh.
Yeah. So may tendency nga, all these little tribal aggruppations, and it's all done on social media. So gina-highlight pag yun, no? We're not focusing on addressing our problems as a people. There is no sense of nationhood. For example, President Duterte has failed to inspire people or to inspire the country to address our problems from the all of nation perspective, no? Which is why I've always felt that the incumbent president tends to be very divisive rather than unifying, especially at the time when we need to unite. Now, ang reading ko sa kay Leni is, she is tired of the divisiveness. She does not like dwelling on debate. She likes to get things done. But she also sees the importance of getting public involvement. Yeah. So how does she get the Filipino to unite in addressing our common problems when there is so much divisiveness? So siguro one of her reflections is, we need to find a way to unify the Filipino people during this time of crisis. And she cannot be perceived as only an opposition figure. She needs to be perceived as someone who might be able to unify the Filipino people.
But it can only crystallize if she declares nga madlagan ko.
Yes. No. Because right now, ang perception is, well, she's just the opposition. But when she decides and announces that she will run for president, she will have to clarify her own thoughts about what her presidency will be like. No? And if you were to ask me, her presidency should be a healing and unifying presidency with a clear vision.
Do hospital ba? I mean, coming after the pandemic,
Yeah,
we would have to
because
heal again.
we are a nation in need of fixing. No? It's not just in terms of the health crisis, but in terms of the economic crisis, but more important, in terms of our loss of the sense of nationhood.
But isn't that the tragic part?
Well, exactly.
We've been through 2 EDSAs. We know how to take down structures, but we don't know how to build ones.
Which is why I've always said, EDSA has a history of failed promise. No, kadako sa expectations natin after EDSA, but it hasn't lived up to its promise.
Didn't.
No? So there's still much work to do. And that's why the next president cannot be more of the same. Nga mo magyapon, may linya gyapon, no? Call me naive, but can a president actually be a unifying, inspiring force that will make Filipinos feel it's time to work together and solve our problems together? I don't know.
But that is the need of the times.
That's how I feel. No? So, if Leni decides to run for president, she will have to be very clear about, anong papel, anong role niya. And again, my own feeling is that she believes she cannot be perceived as just an opposition candidate. She has to be more than that.